Hello everybody, we will now start our Google Analytic report presentation for sites Moj Bankari in Croatia and in Slovenia. The topics of this presentation are to analyze data from Google Analytics for both sites for February and March, to compare that data and to conclude and to have suggestions for the future. First, we have audience overview data. Here is the chart from which we see how many users came to our site in Croatia and in Slovenia in February and in March, and how many of that are users and how many of them are new users. Here we have comparison. Here we have compared February and March results, and we see that the number of users are decreasing. In Croatia, they have decreased relatively in March relative to February for about 25%, and in Slovenia for more than 40%. The second data that we have looked is location of our users. We can see in market in Croatia, we see that 76% of our users are Croatian people. In February and in March, 73% are from Croatia, and in Slovenia 82% are from Slovenia. Here we can see that highest conversion rate is from people who are from that country. Residents are the most common to make a conversion. Users of our sites are mostly residents, and the conversion rate is highest for resident users, as we said. For Croatian site, the most common users are from Balkan, and on Slovenian site, most common users are from Europe, other than residents. I mean, we can see that in Croatian site we have Bosnia and Herzegovina and Serbia residents on second and third place, and on Slovenian side we have Croatians and Austrians, and here we have in February Croatians and Germans. In Croatian site, residents will view almost 3 pages per session, and non-residents only 1 page. When it's interesting, in Slovenia, residents take a look at 1.5 pages per session, and non-residents take a look at 1 page, just like in Croatia. The third data that we looked and analyzed is organic search traffic by keyword. We can see that results in both months are very similar, and in Croatia and in Slovenia too. The most searched keyword is not provided, both in Croatia and in Slovenia, over 99%. The reason for that could be that people are not using a search engine because they got all the information that they needed. Bounce rate for most products with specific descriptions is 100%, while non-provided has a bounce rate at about 65%. That means that people who come for specific word, who came to our site using the specific word, found it and bounced it. Conversion on non-provided is about 0.4, while on other words conversion is 0. Same in Croatia and in Slovenia. Here we have a chart with a very lot of dots in which we compare February to March for age of our users. And here is more clearer picture. This chart shows us which is the most common age of our users, and we can see that it is the age of 25 to 34, And if we look in general, the over 80% of our users are from 25 to 54 years old in both periods that we had searched and in both sites. Croatian and Slovenian market. The highest bounce rate is at age 18 to 24 in all periods and on both sides, and the longest session duration is at age 65 plus, which is common. And the user age 25 to 54 have conversion rate above average. The next data that we analyzed is channels to which our users come to our site, and we can see that organic search is the most common channel that users come. Organic search is the most common path, as I said, almost 74% in Croatia and almost 78% in Slovenia, and almost the same results in February and in March. Paid search is second, approximately 15% in Croatia and 13% in Slovenia. Direct search is the third channel, approximately 8% in Croatia and 10% in Slovenia. And the social networks are on 6th place in Croatia and in Slovenia in February, but in 4th place in March. Organic search, as well as direct, as well as social, have very high bounce rate, above 60% in Croatia and in Slovenia. Paid search has a bounce rate about 40% in Croatia and Slovenia, and in March under 40% in February. Paid search always has the highest conversion rate, above 1.6%. Highest conversion rate was in March on social media and on social, and in February by email, as well as in February on email in Slovenia. And we can see that something is different in February, and that is that we send a newsletter to our users in February, and directly we have a bigger channel fuel for that channel in that month. Here we can see a comparison of February and March for campaigns in Croatia. The results are very similar too. Campaigns that drove most people to Croatian site is Krediti search, and to Slovenian is Kredit search. Campaign which had the highest conversion rate was Nenamenski Gotovinski in Croatia, both in February and in March, and in Slovenia that was Potrošački kredit. Here is the statistic about conversions, our goal. We can see that we have 728 converted users in February and 553 converted users in March in Croatia, and the data in Slovenia will be shown just a second. Our percentage goal conversion rate is 0.61, and that is not good, and it is 0.80 in Slovenia, and that is still not good. Our goal conversion rate should be above 1%. Here we have conversion goals in Croatia and in Slovenia, and the second charts are goal conversion rate in Slovenia and Croatia for February and March. From this data we can analyze and conclude next. Croatian and Slovenian markets are very similar. We have a high number of users who are passive. We have small conversion and high bounce rate of users who come directly. We can conclude that most of the people are coming on our site to get information about banking products, and they do not convert to leads. We have a very small number of users who are coming from social media. We have a lot of followers on Facebook and Instagram, but we are not positioning our landing page properly. We need to boost our sites on our social media and I don't know, a lot of people would come to use our site in that matter. We must send newsletter once a month to increase email channel, and proof for that is that email channel in February was very high. We must send more media announcements so that we increase referral channel, because when other sites like Daily News would mention our site, we would increase that channel referral, I mean. We have a very low conversion rate in general. It must be over 1%. Slovenia has better results than Croatia, but it is still low. We must do a market research to find out why. We have overall high bounce rate, over 60% on both markets. That's similar to that I was talking, that we have a high number of passive users, and that users come to our site and we have a high bounce rate because of them, and we must do a research to find out why. It is possible that we have a weak CEO strategy, that we have poor web design, or slow loading time. We must find out what's our problem. And for this time, that would be all. If you have any questions, I would be glad to answer them. And if not, thank you for your attention, and hope that all is clear. From Team 10, bye.